3 years ago, when Sword and Shield came out, I made a video analyzing the competitive potential of all the new Pokemon. Now, while I was mostly correct, I will say that most of the new Pokemon were bad, by OU standards anyway, then I did commit the minor oversight of not noticing that Dracovish gets this move called Vicious Rend, which is apparently really strong or something. So, to avoid that same mistake when I make another video very soon analyzing the competitive potential of all the new Scarlet and Violet Pokemon, which I'm very much looking forward to, I decided that first I would familiarize myself with all the new moves. So, here we go. Dire Claw. I'm going to be rating their names too, by the way. Dire Claw is an okay name. Ruinous Claws, aiming to land a critical hit. May also leave the target poisoned, paralyzed, or asleep. Well, that's pretty brutal, especially because it comes on that new form of Weavile, the Sneasler. 50% paralysis, poison, or sleep chance. That's pretty insane. In conjunction with an 80 base power and 100 accuracy, good PP. Hey, no, that's pretty good. I don't see anything about the crit rate here. Maybe we just don't have that information yet, because it doesn't look... Oh, no. There is a move here with a high +1 crit rate. So, I don't know why the crit rate thing is in the description here. But, you know what? You can forget the crit rate if you have a 50% chance of poisoning, paralyzing, or putting something to sleep. That's pretty intense. And it hits fairy super effectively, so it's going to be getting some pretty good coverage. And so, and even if you, thud into Toxapex or something, then you could still paralyze it or put it to sleep. Good lord. Wonder how that's going to work with Sleep Claws. That's an interesting one. Alright, so, next up is Psyshield Bash. I like this name. I like this. A lot of the psychic names can sometimes be uninspired, like Psychic Fangs. Come on, what was that? But Psyshield Bash, I think they upped their game for this one. I like that. Boost the user's defense stat. I like that. That's interesting. Is it a physical? Yeah, it should be a physical move. Okay, 70 base power, 90 accuracy. That's not amazing. So maybe this isn't going to be, a staple move or anything, depending on its distribution. Because right now it just says Wordier has it. But I could see it having a lot of... Well, I guess I'm thinking of it more with my old gen mindset of, oh, this would be amazing on a lot of psychic types, so it's harder to pursue them, but there's no pursuit around. So sad. But still, it's going to be a good one. I mean, anything that helps out defensively in this generation, which is looking to be characterized by insane amounts of offense, I mean that's a good thing. So Power Shift swaps its attack and defense stats. That's interesting. I don't think it's going to have any serious use. Just Power Trick is kind of a gimmicky, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. I mean, it's interesting, but nothing too noteworthy. Name is also nothing too special. This better be a really important... Okay, that is kind of an important text. But we've got new Pokemon moves to look at. Stone Axe. I like that name. Is this the new move for Cleaver? Yeah, that thing. I was going to say, that reminds me. It's a little too evocative of one specific Pokemon. So, is it? And it is. So, looks to land a critical hit. Doesn't say anything about a crit rate here. But, I mean, maybe it's not full. Who knows? Or the information is not fully out, and we'll find out. Because otherwise, why would it be in the description? But either way, Stone Splinters. Oh, this is the... Oh, so this is like a rock move that sets up Stealth Rock. Oh, there's going to be a lot of chaos in this early metagame while we figure out what's going on. Because I've heard tell... I don't know the specifics yet, but I've heard tell of a ground move that sets up spikes, and now we've got this rock move that sets up rocks. Okay, 65 base power. At least it's not like the power of Stone Edge or something. And also, 90 accuracy is not, fantastic. I guess now I wonder if you miss the attack, then do you not set up Stealth Rock? The description, or the way it's worded, would imply that to be the case, because the splinters left behind by the attack, and if the attack doesn't land, then would there be any splinters? So... yeah, that's going to be something. I think it's going to be strongly tied to how good Cleaver is, though. Because Bug Rock is not amazing typing. and it's gonna have to run boots to offset its rock's weakness. And yeah, I mean we'll see. That's for the Pokemon analysis more. But yeah, the potential is obviously huge. It's just more going to be more tied to the single Pokemon's viability than anything else. Springtide Storm. Already I like the name. Fierce wings brimming with love and hate. Now that's interesting. Makes me think of Night of the Hunter and Do the Right Thing. So it'll lower their attack stats. That's very cool. Oh, 30%. Okay. It's a special fairy type move. So it's stronger than, well, by 5 base power and 80 accuracy. So I mean, if you don't have Moonblast, then it's obviously going to, then it's not much of a competition. But if you do have this move on a Pokemon that learns Moonblast, then you're probably going to want to favor Moonblast most of the time, just because. Oh, and it also only has 8 PP with PP Max. So yeah, I think if you have a choice between this move and Moonblast, then it's definitely going to be Moonblast most of the time. But if you just have this move, then it's not bad by any means. So yeah, solid. It's like a special fairy Stone Edge that lowers attack. All right, Mystical Power. Don't love how vague this name is. Attacks by emitting a mysterious power boost the user's special attack stat. Azelf, Mesprit, and Uxie get it, and it's 100% boost. Okay, so it is the accuracy is 90%, but it is basically a Psychic type Charge Beam. It's stronger than Charge Beam, and its boost rate is higher. So yeah, very cool. That's a nice move for them. I think Azelf is obviously going to be the best user of it. But, I mean, in the lower tiers, then Mesprit is going to be absolutely excellent with it, I think. Mesprit is pretty consistently a great lower tier Pokemon. And I think Azelf, even if it doesn't find itself in OU, then it's going to be great in UU. Uxie, I can't really see it being too useful, because if Uxie is going the boosting route, then it prefers Calm Mind, and I can't imagine you would want to, leave your... I mean, no, I guess you could fit it in, so you maybe, because sometimes you're limited in the coverage you want to pick on a Psychic Calm Minders, because you want to get your Grass Knot in there, you want to get your, well, on Mesprit you want to get your Ice Beam in there, on Azelf you would want to get your Flamethrower, so it's more reliable for Azelf as a boosting option than Nasty Plot given its frailty. And Uxie can also fit it with, would also fit Thunderbolt, and yeah, and Sub and things like that. So I think it's an option for sure. My reservation was more that you don't want your boosting option to be stifled by the opponent switching to a Dark type, but I suppose the odds are if you have Calm Mind Grass Knot, then you are able to deal with, well, no, I'm thinking of Tyranitar strictly. Signal Beam, that's more like it. So if you have Calm Mind Signal Beam, then you can deal with the Dark type switching in, as opposed to if you rely on this to boost, then you're just hitting with, regular Signal Beam, or you have to, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking that just a little bit, just because I like the Pixies. I think it'll generally be a good option, though, because being able to attack while still being able to boost is obviously, a lot of potential, and I think it won't replace Calm Mind, but it'll be a very strong contender for Mesprit and Uxie. So, Raging Fury, okay, a little bit of a vague name, but okay. Spewing Flames for 2 to 3 turns, is this, like, Fire-type Outrage? Yeah, we've got the new Arcanine with it. Yeah, okay, so it's a physical Fire-type Outrage. Cool. I don't know why you'd want to use this over Flare Blitz. I mean, yeah, okay, recoil is obviously bad, but being locked into a move, I don't know, that seems a little bit worse. Like, if there was a Dragon-type version of Flare Blitz, or, Double Edge, I guess, then I think most players would choose that over Outrage, because, like, half the way players play around Outrage is by locking the opponent into Outrage, because then you can guarantee your resist to it will not be crumpled by a coverage move. So, I mean, it's a cool move for sure, but I think generally Flare Blitz might be better. Yeah. Wave Crash, cool name. Got a lot of interesting... Alright, I don't know the new Pokemon yet, but I see that there's a new Tauros form that's also water, so that implies multiple Tauros forms. I like that. Oh, so is it going to be like a water Flare Blitz? Yeah, okay, it's a Water Flare Blitz. Okay, so yeah, we have Fire Outrage and Water Flare Blitz. Cool. Floatzel line, Basculin line, Bruxish, Quaquaval. Isn't that like the new water starter? Dondozo and Palafin, I have no idea what it is yet. I will discover them in another video. But yeah, that's a very cool option to have because a lot of the time, like dangerous water type, I don't see Gyarados with it. Gyarados with this move would be really, really strong. But a lot of the time, like physical water attackers are really good, but when they're relying on Waterfall as stab, then it's a lot more manageable. And once you give them a move this powerful, then that could be a game changer, especially in the lower tiers where there's no like Toxapex to really make you regret it. But yeah, I'm interested to see how that works out. Chloroblast, love the name. Is this going to beat? And wow, so is there like a grass type Electrode? Because there's no way this move isn't grass. It's grass. Oh wow, is this damages the user 50% recoil? Oh, always. Okay, so this is like that. What's the move Blacephalon has? Mind Blown. Wow. So 150 base power, 95 accuracy, grass special, but it takes half your health. But that's cool. I like that there's a grass version of Mind Blown, and on an explosive Pokemon like Electrode in this new form too. Mountain Gale. I like that name. Gale is a good word. It's one of the reasons why Pokemon XD's full title rather, is so imposing. Gale of Darkness. That's wonderful. It's where a whole generation of kids learned the word Gale. Anyway, so in Mountain Gale, this is an ice move, might make the target flinch. So it's like Icicle Crash. How's it different from Icicle Crash? It's even a 30% flinch rate. So it's stronger than Icicle Crash. And it's only on the new Avalugg, so hopefully Weavile doesn't get it, as if it needed any help being annoying there. But stronger, accuracy. I think, is that no, I think it's, Icicle Crash is 90? It's 85 or 90, it's been a while. But it's similar accuracy, but it's stronger. But, Avalugg, unless this new form is really fast, Avalugg is not a fast Pokemon, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect things. Lilligant, Victory Dance. Oh, okay name, yeah. We've got a lot of dance moves, so you gotta, if you're gonna make a dance move, you gotta make the other word, the accentuating part of the dance, stand out more in terms of title. Because Victory Dance, this could be a Victini move, for example. So we got this new Lilligant form that I don't know anything about yet, but let's just see how the move. Attack, defense. Oh, so it's a physical Quiver Dance. Very cool. Yeah, okay, I like that. I'm glad we have that. Yeah, we're finally getting all those equivalent moves and abilities, because I heard there's also a special Intimidate. But that's for another video. Yeah, so we got physical Quiver Dance here. Headlong Rush. Pretty decent name. Full Body Tackle lowers the targets. Oh, the user's defense and special defense stats. Okay. Well, it's a fist move, so it's going to be boosted by Iron Fist, so that's pretty intense, because one of the users is Hariyama. So, how is this going to be different from Close Combat? Is it just like a Close Combat? Oh, it's a ground move. Okay. So, it's a ground Close Combat that's also a fist move. Alright. Very cool. That's, well, Hariyama doesn't really use, like, Earthquake. Well, I guess with a fist boost, then it is going to be useful for some fighting resists. Like poison types especially. So that might be interesting. But also, like, grounded ghost types. And fairies, without having to... It'll generally be better coverage than something like a poison or a steel move, so... Barb Barrage. I like this name. I like how you can say Barb Barrage. Like, it sounds almost French. So we've got a new Quillfish form. Countless toxic barbs. So it's like a Venoshock, because the move's power is doubled if the target's already poisoned. And it may also... But it also may poison the target, whereas Venoshock does not do that. And, okay, so let's see how strong it is. 60 base power, but, that's 120. Oh, it has... And its poison rate is 50%. That's insane. That's really insane. Yeah, 60, double to 120 if it's poison. You give yourself a 50% rate to poison the opponent. And, yeah, that's pretty cool. It seems like there's going to be a lot of poison types around, so all these, Sneasler, Quillfish, and Toxapex returning, of course. There's going to be a lot of poison types, and so, well, no, that might suggest something interesting about the viability of fairies. Because in previous generations, fairy types have run kind of crazy. So maybe they're buffing the poisons a little just to help out. But yeah, I think poison types are, and obviously steels, but they're going to be on really, really overemployed to watch out for all these poison tactics. Although I guess that Sneasler move also doesn't just poison, which is part of what makes it threat. Oh, that's going to be a scary Pokemon. But yeah, this new Quillfish form is... Ugh. There's going to be a lot of status flying around in this high-powered metagame. Alright, so there's a new Braviary form, good to know. The Esper Wing. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Wing, like, there's a lot of Wing moves, so you gotta introduce a more interesting first word to make the move stand out. So Esper Wing, I like that. Like, another example, like Oblivion Wing from Yveltal. That's an interesting move because Oblivion, oh, you don't hear that word in a lot of moves. So, Esper Wing, Aura Enriched Wings, like the sound of that. Boost the user's speed stat, and heightened chance of crit. So, okay, there we got a +1 crit rate, and it's psychic, and it's special. Now that's very cool. It's a special psychic move, a little weaker than psychic, with a higher crit rate, so, you know, effectively stronger than psychic if it crits, and it boosts speed. Now, I don't know anything about Hisuian Braviary yet, but I have a feeling that this is going to be a move it's using quite a bit. And I assume it's a psychic type. Bitter Malice. I like that. That's a very cool... Okay, so I assume this is an ice move, and the new Zoroarks are ice types. That's cool. Attacks with spine-chilling resentment. What a vivid descriptor. I like that. They really upped their game on those this gen. Lowers the target attack stat, too. Guaranteed. Oh, it's a ghost move. For some reason, I thought... Oh, spine chilling made me think of ice, but Bitter Malice... Okay, that makes more sense that it's ghost. 75 base power, accuracy, good PP. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting move. I don't know that it's going to necessarily be a game changer, but it's going to be something. Shelter. So it's like a sharp boost to the defense stat for the new form of Sliggoo. Okay, that's nothing overwhelming, but cool. Triple arrows. Okay. 3 arrows. Heightened chance of landing... Oh, this is going to be intense. Heightened chance of landing a crit with 3... Yeah, +1 crit rate on a move that hits 3 times. That's pretty intense. And it can also lower the target's defense stat, effectively making it even stronger or making it flinch. And now, I don't know if the flinch rate stacks with all those 3 hits, but... That's... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't actually necessarily hit 3 times, does it? Okay, that's much more reasonable. I was going to say, this might get out of hand really quickly. The 3 arrows thing tripped me up and made me think, oh, it hits 3 times. No, it's... But it does still have that heightened crit rate and the lower defense or flinch thing. So this has a lot of stuff going on for the new form of Decidueye. That's going to be interesting. Let's see how strong it is. And it's a strong 90 base power fighting move. Oh, and the defense drop rate is 50% and a 30% flinch rate. Yeah, I don't know where Decidueye, the new form of Decidueye, is going to end up, but wherever it does, it's going to use this move, and it's going to be annoying. Wow, that's really something. That's cool. Infernal Parade, love the name. Myriad attacks with Myriad Fireballs. Good work, Game Freak. You're really, because in the last couple of generations, I felt like their descriptions of moves were a little too lazy, a little too, obvious and easy. But now they're really making them interesting. Attacks with Myriad Fireballs, leave the target with a burn, powers double. So it's like a fire type Hex or Venoshock, because the move's power is double if the target has a status condition, not necessarily a burn. And it's on the new form of Typhlosion. I love Typhlosion, so that's very cool. 30% burn rate, but of course it doesn't need any to be a burn. So if you're spreading, one of these toxics with the many new poison types capable of doing so, then this move is already going to be great. But Typhlosion can easily do it for itself. God, I hope we have a viable Typhlosion in OU. That'd make me so happy. Okay, it's only 60 base power at first, but it's spreading. Hey, look, it's spreading the burn. Make it. That's fine. And then it easily can double. It can double if the burn is, if the Typhlosion achieves the burn itself, or if a teammate helps it out. Yeah, I really like this. That's gonna be interesting. So, Ceaseless Edge. That's an interesting name. Let's see how it transfers differs into the description, because it's not just the name necessarily. The description can shell out the title. So the user slashes its shell blade at the target, looking for a crit. Shell splinters left behind by the attack remain scattered under the target as spikes. Okay, so here's the... I assume this is a ground move? No, it's a dark move. So does that mean there's multiple moves that set up spikes? That's something. So this new form of Samurai has a dark physical move, 65 base power, 90 accuracy, so just like the other one. Just like the cleaver move. And yeah, except with spikes. That's intense. So you can have a cleaver Samurai combo to set up hazards while attacking. That's real. And neither rock nor dark have any immunity, so it's not like you can block the hazard setup. Like if it was a dragon type stealth rock or something, then you could theoretically block it by going to a fairy type, right? But Bleakwind Storm, I love that name. That's great. And it's a Tornadus move too. Very cool. Savagely cold winds cause both body and spirit to tremble. This is inspiring me, like, to write. I was not expecting this from these Pokemon move descriptions. But oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. And it'll lower the... Is this going to be like an extreme Icy Wind or something? -1 speed, 30%, so not guaranteed like Icy Wind. But flying special, 180. And it looks like Tornadus and Landers have similar moves. But yeah, -1 speed, 30% chance. But it's like a 100% accurate move. And it's got more accuracy than... It's almost as strong as Hurricane, because Hurricane is 110. Because, you know, it's not like Gen 5 where it was 120. Now, that was pretty crazy. But it's also 70 accuracy outside of rain. So here you got an 80 accuracy, 100 base power. So similar power for more accuracy. So probably effectively stronger in practice. And it can also drop speed. So, I mean, Tornadus is pretty fast anyway, but that can make playing around it more irritating because you can't necessarily switch in a faster Pokemon to check it. That could cause some irritating scenarios in battle. All right, what's Thunderous's version? Windbolt Storm. Love it. Also a great name. Thunderous Tempest and savagely attacks with lightning and wind. Okay. That makes it... The lightning and wind thing makes it sound like it's a dual-typed move. Like, I wonder if we have any... of those this gen. We've only gotten the one that move Hawlucha has that's both fighting and flying. That makes it sound like this, but yeah, may also leave opposing Pokemon with paralysis. Okay, 20% paralysis rate, same power. Okay, very cool. I mean, it's stronger than Thunderbolt and more accurate than Thunder, so I think this is going to be a... And you know, the paralysis rate is, you know, solid too. So yeah, I think Thunderous can make great use of that because it's a 10 BP improvement over Thunderbolt, and that's significant. So, Landorus's Sandsear Storm. Love it. Great. Oh, wait. Fierce Wind, Searingly Hot Sand. So, Landorus has like a brutal version of Scorching Sands, right? Yeah, 20% burn. And it's stronger than Earth Power. Yeah, so this is going to be intense. Yeah, somehow I feel like... Okay, Sheer Force Landorus is going to be even stronger now with his ground stab. So I can't see that surviving in OU, you know, just as a little preview. But insane move, Landorus Therian will... Well, I mean, I guess you can avoid the effect by switching to your own Landorus Therian, right? Because it is a ground move, so cool. Lunar Blessing. Okay, I like that name. It receives a blessing from the Crescent Moon, restoring HP and curing... Oh, so it's like a recovery move and a heal bell. That's awesome. Okay, it's only 25% recovery, but I mean, hey, look, you for a heal bell that also heals your HP, I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, APP, yeah, sure, whatever. That's just heal bell. You could probably run it like you would fit. I mean, maybe you ditch Moonlight. I don't know. Moonlight isn't that great anyway. So maybe you're like, you know what? I'll have like Lunar Blessing, Toxic, Protect, and then like, I don't know, Ice Beam or Psychic or something. Because Cresselia, you know, it's pure support, right? So, and it's so bulky, it takes hits so well. It's not like it really needs the enormous healing, especially if you run Protect or rack up Toxic or something. So yeah, Lunar Blessing seems really, really cool. I like this a lot. This is I mean, giving Cresselia a heal bell would have been cool enough, but this is even better. So love that. And a great name. Take Heart. We don't see who has this, but it lifts its spirits, curing its own status conditions, and oh wow, so this is like a refresh that also refresh workup combo. We've got, so you're burned, no you're not, and also you have +1 special attack and attack. Oh, that's very cool. That's going to be a very useful offensive tool. Okay, so this is the Terra Blasts, the Terra Stylize Terra type thing. So, it inflicts damage using the attack or special attack. Okay, so it's like that thing Necrozma does. With Photon Geyser. And I think there are a couple other moves that work like that. But, yeah, so, yeah, the Terra, I mean, I think Terra Stylizing will have its own video as well. There's a lot of exciting Gen 9 stuff to go through. Silk Trap. Spidops. I don't know what that Pokemon is, but sounds interesting. Maybe it's like a secret Ariados evolution or something. Silken Trap. Oh, so it's like a spiky shield that instead of doing damage, it lowers speed. I mean, if you just use it as Protect, then I mean that's fine too, because it's like Protect with an added bonus, right? Because I mean, if only Spidops gets it, then, I mean, if you would want to use Protect on it, just use this on it instead, because you can just get it. Just kind of like why you would never actually use Protect on Chestnut, because you can just use Spiky Shield. Because even if Spiky Shield doesn't do doesn't procure any sort of damage on the opponent, then you can still just, use it as Protect. So yeah, it doesn't seem too intense. I mean, there are some scenarios, like if you've got a fast offensive Pokemon, and you're trying to check it with something faster, like let's say you've got, just for for contact, right? So let's say you've got Latios against Scarf T-Tar, because I like my old gen examples, right? And Latios had Silk Trap, for example. Then Latios uses Silk Trap, and T-Tar uses Crunch, and that makes contact. So Latios protects itself, and now it's faster than the Scarf Tar. So in a scenario like that, then yes, it could be very relevant. But if the Pokemon isn't like a fast offensive threat, I don't see it being too impactful. Axe Kick. Now that sounds vicious. Medicham, New Lilligant, Low Kicks. Okay, that's an interesting name. Kicking up into the air, slamming its heel down on the target. Alright, yeah, that gives the name more context. I like that then. May also... Okay, so it's like high jump kick that might confuse the target. Let's see how strong it is. 30% confusion. Okay, not quite as strong as high jump kick, but still really strong. I mean, 120 power. That's really intense. 90 accuracy, so yeah. I think Metacham's going to want to use high jump kick more often, but I mean, for these other Pokemon that assumedly don't get it, I mean, that's really good. You would like to confuse the 30% confusion, just like Hurricane. Last Respects. Okay, interesting names. Attack. Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool concept. The more defeated allies there are in the user's party, the greater the move's power. So if you use it and none of your Pokemon have fainted, then you don't do much damage. But if all 5 of your other Pokemon have fainted, then you're attacking. So do we know? Plus 50. Okay, so it starts out as 50 base power for each. It starts out at 50 base power, and then it's plus 50 for each ally fainted. So that's really brutal, because even just one Pokemon on your team fainting is already jumping it up to 100. And if 2 Pokemon on your team faint, then it's 150. And then, yeah, so wow, that is a lot of power. And I could see this being really useful in hyper offense teams, where you like have a lead that sets up Stealth Rock and then explodes or something. And then you just send in, and you've already got this really powerful Ghost Stab. So, I mean, another in the line of powerful physical Ghost Stabs after Poltergeist from last gen. Houndstone and Basculegion, I assume that is. Yeah, so we've got a new Basculin form, and Houndstone, I don't know if that's like an alternate Houndoom or something. But I think I heard someone mention that it's a new Pokemon. But either way, that's really strong, and that has really cool potential. I mean, talk about a comeback move. Like, if you can leverage it the right way, because, it starts out at 50, then 100, 150, 200, 250, and so at max it's at 300 base power. So that is a deletion machine. So yeah, that could start many a comeback. All right, Lumina Crash. Love this name already. Peculiar light that affects even the mind. Also harshly lowers this target's special defense stat. That reminds me of what's that move? Luster Purge. That move Latios never actually used in competitive, but very cool. Yeah, -2, or I guess like Seed Flare is another example. 80 base power, Psychic, -2 special defense. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. We're getting a lot of cool Psychic moves. So yeah, I like this one a lot. Espathra, that's an interesting name too. So yeah, I'm interested to see Lumina Crash in action. Order up. All right, I have no idea what a Tatsugiri is. Maybe it's one of those Pokemon like, Mantine and Remoraid, or like a Wishy-Washy School or something. So this move boosts one of the user stats based on the Tatsugiri's form. You know what? I'm going to save analyzing this for when I get more into the Pokemon. But order up. So it's a different kind of boost thing. Okay. Oh, and it's also an attack. It's a dragon attack. Attacks with elegant poise, and it's a dragon move. How very, very classy. Yeah, okay, that seems interesting. A 80 base power dragon move that... But I think it's going to be really specific, without knowing the details, of course. Jet Punch. All right, we finally got a water punch move, and they found a good name to go for it. Torrent around its fist, punch at blinding speed. Priority, so is it going to be like a water extreme speed? Well, water, 60 base power, which is still, better than Aqua Jet. So, yeah, so we've got an improved Aqua Jet here. Very cool. Spicy Extract. Ooh, what is this, Dune? And it's even better because it's on a Pokemon called Scovillain. I love that they have villain in a Pokemon name now. Sharply boosts the attack and lowers the target's defense. Okay, talk about overkill. I mean, the opponent can switch out, but it's still a Swords Dance that also weakens the attack. The defense of the Pokemon you're facing. So that makes it even easier to win a one-on-one. Wow, that's really something. And so we'll see how Scovillain puts that to use. Spin Out. That sounds like it's making me think of Savage Spin Out. Spins furiously, straining its legs, inflicting damage on the targets. Also harshly lowers the user's speed. So we got another kind of Icy Wind thing here. But it's a physical steel type move with 100 base power. Wow. So this is stronger than Meteor Mash, and it lowers the opponent's speed by 2. So, you're by halving the opponent's speed, because there are some Pokemon that are so fast versus Pokemon that are slow that even at -1 speed, then yeah, they're still going to be outsped. But at -2, that's really something. That's interesting. I don't know anything about the Varoom line other than their name is funny, but that's going to be cool. Population Bomb. Oh God, what a dark name. Good. Okay. The user's fellows gather in droves to perform a combo attack that hits the target 1 to 10 times in a row. Tandemouse. Yeah, my buddy Jirachi was talking about the mice. I assume this is, Tandemouse. Should be. Oh, so it's like. Okay, so it should be like Triple Axle, where each hit has an accuracy check, and each hit is like 90 base power. Okay, but that's still pretty insane. I mean, you slap Wide Lens on this thing, and wow, that's. So 20 base power, that can hit up to 10 times. Okay, it's a normal move, so at least it's not hitting anything super effectively, but yeah, that's, in the lower tiers especially, that could be pretty brutal. Because in lower tiers, the normal coverage is generally a lot more spammable. Okay, Ice Spinner, interesting. Thin Ice twirls around. Okay, so it's like that Varoom thing. Citadel line, other multiple lines check and TM moves. But that's more of a Pokemon analysis thing. So it's 80 base power. So it's not like the Steel one, but it's the Steel spinning move. But 80 base power that destroys terrain. That could be really. I mean, I assume VGC is gonna have a lot of use for that. But I mean, even because in singles, then I mean, just because in singles, I think if you're using this move, you're usually using it as an attacking move, as opposed to the purpose of destroying terrains. Because in VGC the games are a lot shorter, and in singles then stuff is moving at a generally elongated pace, so you can wait out terrains as much. Well, not so much wait out terrains as much, but in that it's not as likely that you can reliably get this Pokemon on the field in a 1v1 situation as opposed to 2v2. You can get this Pokemon on the field while terrain is up to still meaningfully rid the terrain, or get rid of the terrain, so. Okay, but still, a lot of potential, like it. Glaive Rush. That's very cool. It's one of those words I've never actually said or heard out loud. So, okay. Throws its entire body into a reckless charge. Attacks from opposing Pokemon during the next turn cannot miss. Oh, this better be really strong if you're going to double the opponent's attacks for the next move and making sure they can't even miss. Only 120 base power. I don't know, Baxcalibur. Like, I mean, yeah, so this is just Outrage. I was expecting it to be like 180 base power or something, but if you're going to power up the opponent's moves, I mean, we don't know. I don't know. Or sorry, I don't know anything about Baxcalibur yet. So maybe it's a worthy price to pay for an insanely broken Pokemon. Who knows? But if you're going to be doubling the opponent's damage, I mean, you better be dishing out. You better be grabbing a KO yourself, like guaranteed. And 120 base power Dragon is not it. Revival Blessing. Oh no! They finally made Revive into a move. Okay, well, I mean, Healing Wish taken to an extreme. I mean, it only restores half the Pokemon's HP, but still, it's reviving a fainted Pokemon. That's insane. We've been dreaming of this since competitive started. Over 2 decades. Rabsca and Pawmot, I don't know them, but Lepa Berry works on it. Doesn't restore PP. Okay, so yeah, so it is just like a Revive. And you select it after using the move. Okay. So that's good because you see what the opponent does on that turn. And then you can, it might change what you want to revive. But still, that's insane. Salt Cure. Salt Cure is the target. What does that mean? It's Salt Cure is the target. Okay, Steel and Water type. Okay, so... Wow. Oh, look at these effects. Okay, first of all, so... It's a rock move... 100%. It deals 12% passive damage, so it's like Magma Storm, but 25% against Steel and Water types. Okay, so it's only 40 base power, but the passive damage is the big one, and the fact that it hits Steel and Water harder, that's really interesting. Okay, I don't know anything about the Knuckle Stack. Oh, I like how Knuckle Stack has a salt in its name. That's cool. But that's an interesting move. Yeah, I like how this gen we have a lot more interesting, like seemingly usable moves compared to last gen. Gives the whole thing a lot more personality, I think. Triple Dive, a perfectly timed triple dive, splashes of water 3 times in a row. Oh, it's for the new Doug Trio. Okay, so 30, so it's 90 base power, water physical. That's pretty cool. I don't know anything about Wug Trio, but Mortal Spin, okay, interesting name. Eliminates the effects of Bind, Wrap, and Leech Seed, and poisons opposing Pokemon. Okay. Glimora, nice name. 100% poison and spin. I mean, is that like also Rapid Spin? Because Bind, Wrap, and Leech Seed. I wish, like, is this a Rapid Spin that also, well, it can... No, it can't miss. It's 30 base power, so it's a little weaker than buffed Rapid Spin. But, and I guess it can be spin blocked by steel types because it's poison, which is hilarious. Hey, another poison-inducing move. They really went out of their way to make poison a big thing this gen. At least in terms of moves. And, yeah. But yeah, if this removes Bind, Wrap, and Leech Seed, does that mean it also removes, like, Rocks and Spikes? That's something to look out for. If not, then it's not going to be that big a deal. If not, it's more going to be something that you use to spread poison with if you're using Glimora. But if it can be used as Rapid Spin, that's really something. Doodle. Captures the very essence of the target in a sketch. Beautiful. Love it. Changes the ability of the user and its ally Pokemon to that of the target. Okay, that's intriguing. Very, double-centric. But, I mean, it can be used in singles, but, like, the effect is more impactful in doubles. By a Pokemon called Graphii. Great name. Alright, I mean, I guess if you want to steal your opponent's Regenerator or something, or Magikarp, that could be very cool. Alright, so, fillet away. Is this going to be like that, the new version of the Como-O move, where it, like, boosts itself by using its own HP? Halves the user's... Oh, wow. So it's like Geomancy, but it takes half your HP. Alright, well, high risk, high reward. Kowtow Cleave. From a Pokemon called King Gambit. I like that. Slashes the target after kowtowing to make the target let down its guard so it never misses. Okay. Dark Physical 85. Okay, that's pretty cool. I don't know about a great name for sure. On a very cool named Pokemon. A very well named Pokemon. But Yeah, I don't know that the power itself is going to change too much, but hey, it's cool. Flower Trick. Rigged bouquet of flowers. The target always crits. Meowscarada, great name. So it's effectively 105 base power. I was gonna say 140, and then I realized wait, new gen crit. Ever since Gen 6, that was a positive change though. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have a 105 base power grass move, and it can't be like intimidated or stopped by defense boost or something. So pretty cool. Torch Song, I like that name. Raging Flames as if singing a song scorching the target. Also boost the user's special attack stat. Skeledirge, I had great Skeledirge, I love that. Skeledirge using Torch Song. Colorful. Love it. And it boosts the special.
Fire 8 base powers. It's like the best charge beam in the world. That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I hope Skeledirge, I assume from this from its name and the move that it's going to be like Fire Ghost. So very, very cool. I like that a lot. Aqua Step. Use your toys with the target and attacks with these light dance steps. Also boosts. Okay, cool. Quavel. Oh, are these must be the final form of the starters. Okay, these are their like signature moves. Okay, so the speed boost. I mean, cool. It's a good water stat move to use for sure. I think my mic hasn't been
All right, we should be back now. Yeah, my mic just the other end of the USB just fell out of the mic itself. Oh, well, hopefully that hasn't been going on too long. But if it has, my apologies. Anyway, so Quavel, it's a good water stab move. I don't know that you're going to be relying on the speed boost too much because +1 speed. In late game scenarios, it can be big. But it's just generally a good stab move to have. And I think it'll make good scenarios even better. Raging Bull, I love that. Okay, that's my favorite name, attack name of anything this gen. Simply because Raging Bull is a fantastic movie. And I actually, just a couple days ago, I was lucky enough to see it on the big screen. And it was, I mean, really something. I'd seen it before, but that is an experience. Performs a tackle like a Raging Bull. Yeah, just call it the Jake LaMotta. It's okay. The move's type depends on the user's form. Oh, so we've got 4 different Tauros. We got 3 new versions of Tauros. Tauros Paldea, Paldea Fire, and Paldea Water. And it's a brick break effectively because it shatters light screen and reflect. 90, okay, or normal at first, and then it changes into whatever Paldean Tauros is, and then fire or water. 90 base power, 100 accuracy. That's really cool. All right, Raging Bull, thumbs up. Make it rain. Oh no! Why did they do this? So it's like Payday, but lowers the user's special attack stat. This better be really strong. Okay, yeah, it's really strong. So it's -1 special attack. So it's like a little weaker than Draco Meteor, but it doesn't weaken the special attack stat as much. So that's okay. And it's steel type, so that's interesting. Goldengo, interesting Pokemon. Or interesting name, rather. All right, Ruination. Oh, I love this name. And judging by the names of the Pokemon that get it, this... And like the insane effect, these seem like legendaries to me. Dark special cuts the okay, I don't know what the ruin it cuts the target's HP in half. Oh, so it's like Nature's Madness from the Tapus. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, all right. So it's a dark type Nature's Madness from these legendary dudes. Cool. Collision Course, good name. Massive Prehistoric Explosion, boosted more, and it basically has a built-in Expert Belt effect. Well, I don't know how strong the boost is if it's super effective. But Expert Belt, or what's that ability that Necrozma has that does the same thing? Or I think it's one of the Necrozmas that has it. But yeah, boosted more than usual if it's a super effective hit. That's really good. Makes a good thing even better. Fighting Physical 100. Okay, so it's 100 base power, so it's not overwhelming. But well, just in terms of the base power alone, I don't know anything about Koraidon or its ability or anything. So, but good fighting stab. Good fighting stab. Races for ultra fast speed. Also boosted if it's a super effective hit. Futuristic electricity. Electro drift. Cool. Miraidon, electric. All right, very cool. Shed Tail. User creates a sub for itself using its own HP before switching. Oh, so is this like substitute plus switch move? Okay, you can't spam this move because the sub takes 50% of your HP. Also, it only looks like it's used by Orthworm and Cyclizard. Cool names. I really like the names of these new Pokemon. So yeah, it's a substitute that takes 50% of your health as opposed to 25, but it also passes it directly to one of your teammates. So that could be really, really irritating if used right. I wonder if Orthworm or Cyclizard have Regenerator. That'd be crazy. Chilly Reception. Tells a chillingly bad joke before switching. Okay, what are these like boosted switch moves? As if we didn't have enough of those. Chillingly bad joke. I'm already enjoying the concept of the move Chilly Reception, just in flavor terms. But summons a snowstorm. I do know that there's no hail anymore. There's snowstorm that gives ice types boosts to their defense and special defense, and it doesn't do chip damage anymore. And Slowking and Galarian Slowking get this move. So instead of teleport, then they can summon Snowstorm and boost their ice type teammates' defenses. All right, well that's pretty cool. Tidy Up removes the effects of all entry hazards and substitute, and boosts the user's attack and speed stats. Oh my god! I mean, I thought what's that move from last gen that just Court Change? Yeah, the thing Cinderace has, where it just like switches hazards, which is insane. I mean, this is pretty crazy too. It's like, oh, you have all these hazards and a substitute. Let me just get rid of those and give myself a Dragon Dance. All right, so I don't know anything about Mouse Hold, but looks like that move is going to be a big deal for it. Snowscape. This user summons a snowstorm lasting 5 turns. Okay, so this is, the new Hail. Every Pokemon with Hail before. Artibax line, Scream Tail. Oh, those are like the new forms of the new Pokemon. Pounce. User attacks by pouncing on the target. Lowers the target speed stat. A lot of speed dropping moves this generation. Scyther, Heracross, okay. 50 base power, Bug. Okay, that doesn't seem insane, but Heracross I could see Heracross using it as a way to sort of boost its speed and make the target switch around. And I mean, it's no Megahorn in terms of power, but Heracross generally has flexibility in moveset anyway. Like if you have Megahorn, Close Combat, Knock Off, and then Pounce, you could easily fit that in there. And make it harder to check it with faster Pokemon. Okay, Trailblaze. Suddenly, as of leaving out from tall grass, a lot of Pokemon. So it's a +1 speed, grass, physical, 50. Okay. Chilling Water. Showering it with cold. So this is like the opposite of Scald. I like how they went out of their way to de-scald us. Like making it so only Volcanion and Panpour have it. And also including a move that's the literal opposite. Lowers the target's attack stat. Okay, so it's like Scald, but -1 attack, but it's also only 50 base power. And -1 attack is, okay, irritating, but it's not the same as -2 attack from burn, and also losing health by virtue of being burned. So this is much more reasonable. Hyper Drill, okay. I think there's a new Dunsparce. So I guess they're giving Dunsparce some fun stuff. Always good to see Gen 2 pokes get cool stuff. And it goes through Protect and Detect. And 100 base power, but it's normal type, so, I mean, cool, nothing insane, I think. Normal, in lower tiers maybe, though, because normal, again, much more impactful there. Twin Beam from the Girafarig line. I also saw an image of a new Girafarig form or evolution or something, so, cool, again, Gen 2. User shoots mystical beams from its eyes to inflict damage, hit twice in a row. So, effectively 80 base power Psychic, but hits 2 times. Okay, that can be good for substitutes and such. Rage Fist. The more times the user's been hit by attacks, the greater the move's power. Primeape. Okay, I love the name for Primeape's evolution, by the way. Annihilate? That's amazing. Well, I assume it's an evolution. It could be a form, I guess. But Annihilate? Very cool. Very, very cool. Per hit received. So, I assume switching out and does not reset the boost. Okay, that's really important. Now, Primeape, I don't know anything about Annihilate, but I do know that Primeape is a very frail Pokemon, so I can't see it taking too many hits. I guess it makes it a good absorber of U-turn, because yeah, you get forced out, but then you store up a Rage Fist. And it's plus 50 per hit, so just taking one U-turn already bumps you up to 50, or sorry, 100. And wow. Stacks over turns. Confusion self-damage also seems to count as a hit. Interesting. Wouldn't want to rely on that, of course, but Rage, yeah, so that could be interesting. We'll see about Annihilate in particular. Although I am going to say that seems a little too specific based on what I know now. Armor Cannon, cool name. Shoots its own armor as blazing projectiles, lowers the defense. So it's like a form of close combat, right? Armor Rouge. It's a fire special close combat. Hey, very cool. Very, very cool. I realize I'm saying that a lot, but I am feeling quite inspired by the inventiveness of all these new moves, both in terms of their names and their design. So now, fire special close combat is not the most inventive design, but I'm glad we have something like that. And it's 120, so it's stronger than the nerfed Fire Blast. Because for those who don't know, Fire Blast used to be 120 base power before Gen 6. Bitter Blade focuses bitter feelings towards the world of the living into a slashing attack. Love it. That's some Shakespeare vengeance right there. User's HP is restored by up to half the damage taken by the target. So it's Ceruledge. Oh, I've heard of Ceruledge. Great name. And yeah, fire. 50% drain. So it is a 9. That's a really strong draining move. Wow. So it's like a fire type, like buffed Leech Life or Giga Drain or what have you. So very cool. Very strong, and yeah, that's going to be awesome. I like that. Double Shock. This one gets rid of its electric typing. I don't know why you'd want to do that. But then again, I don't know Palmot. But it's really strong, too. Wow. Physical Electric 120. As soon as they make a good physical electric move, they make it so that it gets rid of the electric typing. Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, give this to Evire. That'll solve its problems. I guess it just becomes typeless or whatever. Kind of like if Tornadus theoretically used Roost, it would become typeless. Gigaton Hammer. Can't be used twice in a row, so this better be strong. 160 base power, steel, physical. Wow, yeah, okay. That's very cool. That's, if it's not going to be used twice in a row, if it has that built-in torment effect, then it better be really strong, and it is. Gigaton Hammer, also great name. Hammer makes for some cool names in general, but when you accentuate it with Gigaton, love it. Comeuppance, ooh. Much greater force against the opponent that lasts inflicted damage on it. Okay, it's a Dark-type Metal Burst. Cool. The Houndour line, I mean, these Houndour, Honchkrow, Zoroark, they are not Pokemon well known for taking hits, so I don't know how impactful it's going to be, but I don't know anything about this new Mabosstiff Pokemon, other than I like its name. Aqua Cutter, interesting. Expels pressurized water to cut the target like a blade. Critical hit. It's, wow, +1 crit rate, 70 BP water, but Gallade gets it, and some new Pokemon get it. Okay. And now we've got some more a couple more moves, some Torque moves, and we don't know anything about them. Blazing Torque, Wicked Torque, I assume that's Dark, Noxious Torque, Poison, Combat Torque, Fighting, Magical Torque, Psychic, probably, Psychic or Fairy, I guess. So, and that's everything. So, I don't think there are any, no, those are all the new moves, because I was looking into at these, and these are all moves that have existed before. Yeah. These are new moves, or sorry, these are moves that have had their move changes. So the new moves are in here because they're new. We haven't had Triple Arrows and Bleakwind Storm before, have we? Maybe it was an updated, piece of information. Like at first everyone was like, oh, Regenerator's nerfed, and then you're like, oh, no, it's not. So who knows? Anyway, so that's pretty much it, and I'll be back very soon to go over like the abilities and especially the new Pokemon. That's the one I'm most looking forward to, of course. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you again going over all the new fun Scarlet and Violet stuff very, very soon.